And it says here, Helldivers 2 director promises action, not talk, in quotations, as the studio aims to fix flamethrowers and prevent excessive ragdolling, in quotations, and rework chargers, in quotations. All in a matter of 60 days. How do they plan on doing this? I have no idea. Let's give her a read. It says, quote, also this is by Dustin Bailey, published 12 hours ago as I'm reading this. We didn't hit our target with the last update. After a very mixed reception to the latest Helldivers 2 update, the game's director is tackling the feedback with a 60-day plan to make things right, alongside a list of longer-term changes the studio intends to make in how it communicates with players, which is interesting. Highlighted here, quote from, what's this guy's name? Michael E. I want to directly address the feedback you've raised about the Escalation of Freedom update. Game director Michael E. says in a message shared to players on social media, including Reddit. Quote, we've spent the last week listening to feedback, reflecting about the path ahead for Helldivers 2 and how we want to continue developing the game. In short, we didn't hit our target with the latest update. Some things we just didn't get right, and other more fundamental inconsistencies in our approach to game balance and game direction. All of that is on us, and we are going to own that. As many of you have pointed out, and we agree, what matters most now is action, not talk. In terms of action, Michael E. says, our aim within the next 60 days is to do the following. And we got our little bullet points here, and I'm going to need to get me a little nicotine pouch to read this bullshit, but here we go. First off, continue to re-examine our approach to balance. Our intention is that balance should be fun, not balanced for the sake of balance. We've been saying that to you people since the release of this game. Since the release. It's a PvE game. Everything should be overpowered. Everything should feel like it's fun to use. And the enemies just need to be... You need to have more enemies, basically. If you want to make things harder, you got to have either stronger enemies or more difficult enemies. You need to have small enemies that are easy to kill and are just annoying. That's the whole point of them. That's why you got to have good primary weapons to be able to kill them, because that is their whole job, is just to be cannon fodder. That is how war works, in a certain sense. Especially a war of attrition, which Helldivers, I mean, the Galactic War is basically a war of attrition, in a certain sense. So that's basically what happens. And someone told me that, someone commented on a video I made a couple days ago about the recent patch notes, and they said that make everything overpowered and more powerful weapons and more enemies so that you want to be outnumbered doesn't work for Helldivers 2, because that's for a bullet hell shoot 'em up. Have you ever played this fucking game? You ever played on any difficulty past level 6? Level 10, level 9? It is a bullet hell shoot 'em up. That is what this game, this is the gap this game is filling for me. Left 4 Dead 2 is gone. That is a days gone. It's an old game. You can go back and play it, but it's still, it's gone. It's not coming back. Back 4 Blood flopped. It was awful. It's terrible. There isn't a single other co-op shooter out there like this game that can fill that void, except for this one. And I want to see it succeed. Anyway, moving on. Number 2, update how fire damage mechanics works to tweak how the flamethrower serves as a close-range support weapon. Quick straight revert won't work as it would break other things. See, this is where they fucked up, is what they've done is they've created fire in the game, and they have basically made fire the same across all gadgets or bots or people or whatever. Fire is the same across the board, when you can't have it like that. You can't have the napalm airstrike and the flamethrower and the handheld flamethrowers and the Hulk's flamethrowers all be the exact same thing, because then you will run into pretty heavy balancing issues. So that I would like, that's what I think when they say a quick straight revert won't work, is it would break other things, because they've created all these other things to be the same as the flamethrower. So I don't think that's going to work, and I understand where they're coming from with that, but they shouldn't have changed it in the first place, because the flamethrower was balanced, it was okay, it was fun, and I don't know why they needed to change it. Rework gameplay to prevent excessive ragdolling. Now, I don't want them to change the way that I go flying 80 feet in the air when an impaler hits me. That shit's funny. But whenever I dive onto something and I land my dive and I'm straight perfectly across on the ground and I happen to hit a little ledge and ragdoll right there and then get squashed by something, that's what I hope they change. So I hope that's what they mean by that. At least, you know, praying for it. Rethink our design approach to primary weapons and create a plan for making combat more engaging. Okay. What do you want your primary weapons to do? Because currently in game, you need to have a system of guns that can kill enemy elites and guns that can't. And you kind of have that. You kind of wanted to push for that, it seemed like, with primary weapons being the ones that can't kill enemy elites, i.e. chargers, bile titans. And then you've got others that can. Okay. What do you want? Do you want your primary weapon to be able to kill all the small bugs, and you want your support weapon to be the big gun that kills the big enemy? You know, how do you want to balance your game? Because currently there is no way to kill bile titans other than with some kind of support explosive or stratagem. I'm so congested. I'm so sorry. The only way to kill factory striders is with something with a medium armor pen, so you really could take anything in that case. But for the bugs, it is in fact bile titans that is the ones that you need to watch out for. And if you plan on taking the support stratagem that can, then you have better stratagems. And if you want to take a stratagem to take out bile titans, well, then you need to have a different support weapon for whatever else you want to do or use. See, like the system works really well the way it is. You just have fucked up all the guns in the game to a point where you're forcing people to find the next best thing. If you're going to destroy the Breaker Incendiary, you're going to force people to run the supply backpack, because the Breaker Incendiary is still probably the best shotgun in the game and the only thing worth using on bugs if you're just looking to win. Because if you're looking to have fun, you still need to be able to win the game and have fun. Okay? You shouldn't need to run meta weapons to win and have fun. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just what I think. Reprioritize bug fixes so that the more immediate gameplay impacting bugs are prioritized. I have not had a huge game-breaking bug problem with the game, thankfully, but I'm sure some people have, so that's good. Improve game performance, frame rate is a focus. Now I play on console, and I think console on Helldivers is locked in at like 120, 110, 120 FPS, something like that. That's just what I get on most other multiplayer games, but I do see a massive frame rate drop whenever a shit ton of bugs are on the map, and whenever you call down, you know, 2 cluster bombs and 2 napalm strikes, and you call everything under the sun down, and you know, so many explosions. I do see a frame rate drop in that, but that's to be expected with any video game, I think. So that's not a huge deal for me, but this might be more of a PC issue, I'm not sure. And then rework chargers. Why? Why are we reworking chargers? Why are we doing this? What's the point? Has people been complaining a lot about chargers? I haven't seen it. The complaints, I mean, most of the complaints I see don't come from the enemy side of things. Most of the complaints I see of this game come from the weapon balancing. Why are you reworking chargers? They have a solid framework. You know, you could shoot them in the butt and kill them with anything. Or if you've got some kind of explosive rocket like a EAT or Quasar or recoilless rifle, on the small chargers you can one-shot headshot them. And then on the superchargers, it will take a 2-shot, or you could focus on one of the legs. And with the old flamethrower, you could just hold the flame down on one of the legs and cook it alive. Chargers were, in fact, very simple to deal with if you knew what you were doing. You know? I mean, shit. I'm not sure what they plan on reworking on chargers, but hopefully they don't fuck it up. We got another little excerpt of text here. Balance has been a particularly hot topic since Escalation of Freedom dropped, with a big change to flamethrowers that effectively nerfed them just before a flame-themed warbond, making the weapon far less effective against the infamous chargers. Community IRE, I don't know what IRE stands for, drew comments from ArrowHead CEO Shams Georgiani, who admitted that those nerfs are disappointing after we had a similar misstep earlier. Yeah, no shit. Shams Georgiani, who the fuck? What? I've seen this guy before. Is that the meme of him? I swear this dude has been a meme before. Look at him. Anyway, back to the story. In today's post, Michael E. also notes that the team is, quote, exploring creations of an opt-in beta test environment to improve our testing processes, and we consider this a high priority, end quote. Earlier this month, ArrowHead noted that a test server is on the wish list. The devs also intend to conduct more player surveys, offer more detailed patch notes and explanations for changes, and provide the community with larger blog posts going into even greater depth. One thing I will say about the game, and a lot of people are kind of forgetting that, is that this is a AA game. This is not a AAA studio. This is not a huge studio. The team is not a huge team. It is a small team of people comparatively to any other AAA game studio, and they are doing their best, I think. I'm sure there's some bad apples in there who are just working to work and don't give a shit, but I mean, from all I can tell, they do care, and they are trying, but they are very, very much new to having a successful game like this. Helldivers 2 is the first game Arrowhead has ever published to probably sell as much as it is sold. I don't want to give you the wrong numbers, but I know it's probably their most popular game ever created, and they are not used to this kind of thing. So, and right off the bat, saying that they want test servers is a green flag. That is a good sign from a developer, is wanting test servers. But yeah, that's a good sign. They're doing better than Ubisoft already. You know, they're listening to the community better than Ubisoft is. So I will applaud Arrowhead for that. And I think that's probably gonna about do it. Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Today's August the 14th. I should probably get this video edited and uploaded pretty quickly. So tomorrow, the 15th, I will be gone in the morning, but I will be back at my home around midday. And Hunt Showdown 1896, the next generation update for Hunt Showdown, will in fact be dropping, and I will be streaming it, and I will be no-lifing the ever-loving shit out of that game for all day Thursday, Friday, possibly even Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay, possibly all weekend I'm going to be playing Hunt Showdown 1896. Okay, possibly, as long as nothing else happens. That is the plan. But yeah, anyway, have a good one, guys.